G'day, wonderful people. Welcome back to day 2 of the Breath for Stress challenge. Today, what I want to do is help you to create a sense of not only calm like we did yesterday, but also a sense of space. How good is space? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, think about moments where you've felt pressure, like there's a pressure boiling up inside of the things you have to do, or maybe it's a pressure about a perceived inability you have to show up in a certain situation. Pressure and overwhelm. Think about times when you felt truly overwhelmed by everything that's going on around you and you haven't been able to successfully adapt. You've had to maladapt and either step into fight or flight or maybe go into a shutdown. So my hope is that a sense of space helps you to deal with overwhelm and pressure. And it's really simple how we actually go about it in terms of the practical side of it. We do what we did yesterday, but just take one small element of the breathwork practice, which is a pause at the bottom of the exhale, and expand it out and really find a sense of rest in the gaps between breaths. You'll find that it's a still, cool, open, calm place. It produces an amplification of the calming effect of the exhale. It's like what the exhale does on steroids. But here's the kicker. If you hold your breath out for too long, it has the opposite effect and starts to send little triggers of stress through the nervous system that say, oh, I need to breathe. So what you want to do is find the sweet spot between challenging yourself and opening up into the spaciousness that exists between breaths, but not stay so long that you start to get stressed about when your next breath is going to come. So find that balance, and you'll find the more you relax and the more you do it, the more you'll be able to create a sense of ease in the space between breaths. So you'll get better and better at it. It'll get easier and easier as time goes on. That's my promise. So enough waffling. Let's get straight into it. Make yourself comfortable for some breath work. So that might mean sitting up, it might mean laying down, but just nice and comfortable and relaxed. And the first thing I want you to do when you relax is take a moment to look at and actually name whatever stresses you're carrying today. And that might be a sense of pressure or overwhelm or distractibility or to do with people or finances or situations or the weather. What stresses are present today? Notice the mental stories around it, what you're telling yourself. And notice the way it feels in your body. Stress continues itself, perpetuates its own existence in the background. So when we call it out and bring it to light, it's when we can make change. So imagine you take the stresses in your body and mind and just put them aside. Okay, I'm going to put them over there. I can come back to them if I want temporarily. I'm going to sit them there so I can wholeheartedly focus on my breath and changing my state. Great work. Now pay attention to your breath. Remember that you're breathing. What a gift it is to even just be breathing. In and out through the nostrils. Soften your belly. Relax your belly. You might even start to feel your belly moving with the natural breath. Then we'll start to add some organization to the breath. 4 counts in, 4 counts out. So here we go. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Good. You keep going like that, counting internally. Remember to make your breath smooth, even, like an unbroken stream, to and from your belly, through the nostrils. At the end of your next round, take the exhalation out to 6 counts. So it'll be 4 counts in and 6 counts out. And just like yesterday, keep your whole attention and mind absorbed in the breath. Between noticing the breath, feeling the breath, and the counting, there's enough to keep you completely engrossed in the moment. Fully present with what you're doing. Even ride the waves of breath with your attention, in and out, through the nostrils, down into the belly, from the belly back out through the nostrils and into the world. And then on the next round, extend the exhale out to 8 counts. So it's 4 in and 8 out. And just like yesterday, on your exhales, really regulate the breath so you manage and control the flow of breath out through your nostrils as you exhale. So it's a smooth, long, extended, calming stream of breath. Okay, great job. Now keep going in the same way. But now at the bottom of your exhale, just leave a gap before you inhale. You don't have to time it. You don't have to count anything. It might be 1 second, might be 6. Just when the breath finishes, relax, let go, open, and just get a sense of the space and stillness that exists between breaths. And at some point, your next inhale will naturally rise up out of that space. Four in, 8 out. Untimed pause. 4 in, 8 out. Untimed pause. One thing you might notice is that when you exhale thoroughly and fully, it takes a little bit of abdominal engagement to fully empty the lungs right down the bottom of the exhale. But then when you hold the breath out, fully let your belly relax again. So your whole body softens like you were just relaxing into, melting into the spaciousness between breaths. You can even imagine or maybe even sense that the space between breaths is where your next inhale comes out of. Like the breath comes out of that space. And then when you exhale, it's dropping back into that space. And then between the breaths, it's like you can just rest in the quiet, calm, even if it's just a moment where your whole body drops before the next 4-count inhale draws out of that space again. And you might notice the more you relax and control your breath and be steady, the more the exhale does its job of calming you, the more naturally that space opens up. Okay, one more round just like that. Really great job. Now unwind the breath so it's 3 in and 6 out. Then an untimed pause at the bottom of the exhale. So it's the same ratio, but everything comes a little more gentle, a little more easeful. 3 in, 6 out with a pause. Each breath still rising out of and returning to the sense of space. Okay, now unwind even a little more. Just 2 in, 4 out with a pause. 2, 4, pause. And then the breath becomes so gentle, just 1 in, 2 out, pause. The breath now is like a controlled whisper, very light and gentle. 1 in, 2 out, pause. Then finally let go of the counting. Let your body relax. Pay attention to your breath. But this time you're not doing the breathing. You're just watching the body breathe. As you watch your body breathe, remember that gap between exhale and inhale. This time you're not forcing it or holding it for any particular amount of time. You just notice the gap that's naturally there, effortlessly there. for a few moments, meditate on that gap and see each natural breath rising out of and returning to that gap between breaths. And just like the breath naturally rises out of that space and returns to it, let the qualities of the space itself come up out of that gap and flood your mind, nervous system and body. The calmness, the coolness, the easefulness, the spaciousness. I really hope that working with the breath in this way can give you a sense of calm, ease and space that you can take into the rest of your day or evening, regardless of what you've got coming up. It can change the way you feel about how you move through the world, giving you a greater capacity. When you're ready, stay there for as long as you want, but when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come on back. Thank you and good on you for practicing day 2. And I'll see you again tomorrow as we dive into day 3, where we build our capacity and our resilience and power up our system a little bit, keeping calmness and spaciousness as the foundation. We grow upward from there. I'll see you tomorrow.